live. Shit, the chat's not on again. Let's start this shit. Oh, no, not again. Alright. Can anybody hear me? If anybody comes on, please tell me if you can hear me. Do I have this? Is my, can you hear my volume? Okay, I see we got a couple people already. So I don't know if my chat is working, but I had problems with it before. So let me know if it's on so I can proceed. Like I had to quit a couple of times before last time. I had to keep starting over. Okay, thanks for the thumbs up already. You can start it. Don't get me started. Ah, look at my hair. What a mess. I need a shower. Oh well. Yikes, these cars. Okay. Is somebody going to tell me if you can hear me okay? All right, I don't know if I should wait for a couple more people to get here or whoever wants to start talking. Got my thing with me. Zap, zap. 5,000 volts here. Nobody's going to tell me again if they can hear me. Do I have to zap you? Somebody tell me if you can hear me so I can adjust the volume or whatever I have to do here. Looks like it's on, but nobody's telling me. Okay. People are just gonna keep. I don't know if people can hear me or not now. I had this problem before, so I don't know if anybody's shy, I guess, to start. A lot of noise out here because I'm outside of a French cafe. Oh. And these cars are just obnoxiously loud sometimes. Okay. And I don't even know exactly what I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to start doing it. This is CBD. So I got some CBD flower at the farmer's market today. So I'm going to talk about going into Mexico whenever I start getting people on, but I guess I don't have to wait. Shoot. This thing is damp. It was raining a lot here yesterday, and my daughter said it was raining a lot in Vancouver, Canada. So that's kind of, I mean, she's like, I don't know, a couple thousand miles away from me now. I haven't seen her since last bullshit started. And I do miss her a lot, and I'm glad she's hanging in there with me because all these people, all these families are breaking up. It's so sad to see this happening to people. And I'm an empath, so it's just doubly hard for me to watch this and not be able to really do anything about it. My daughter doesn't believe everything. Well, she believes some of the things I say because she's witnessed some of it, so she has to. If she hadn't seen some of the things that happened to me, I bet she probably wouldn't believe that it even happened. If she hadn't seen it, if she hadn't looked under the microscope to see stuff that comes out of your body when you start detoxing, that's what all this is. This is all detoxing out the heavy metals from the, those trails they leave up there in the sky, all that. That's basically nano poisoning. The heavy metals cut through my skin and just tear right through me. And hi there, Lena. Hi from Australia. How are you doing down there? All kind of craziness going on, hey? What time is it there? I'm trying to figure out, because there's different people. My subs are from all around the world, and I don't know what time to come on to try to get to everybody. Oh, good for you, man. That stuff is nasty. They tried to get me on it, and I wouldn't do it. My friend gave me a little bit to try, and I just, did the little eighths of it to see how it, how it would affect me. Because in the past, I took methadone, and it's basically the same thing, only I think it might be even worse than methadone. 10:27. Okay, so it's 6:20. No, it's 5 here, so you're, no, wait, that's a big time gap, yeah. So it's like 5 p.m. here. I'm in the central time zone, so I went on at 5:20, which was, whoa, I did it backwards. It should have been in the mountain time or something. Oh well. Yeah, I know, it's awful. I was on methadone, so I know what it's like. I'm pretty sure they're similar. Do you know how much different they are? Yeah, it's Sunday here. Yeah, because I went to the farmer's market today. So how are you feeling? Are you feeling okay? Drink lots of water. I would say distilled water, that's what I use. And that helps to pull out more toxins. Right now I'm drinking tea. I'm having some black tea. And I have some CBD that I just got from the farmer's market. He gave me a sample of this liquid stuff, and then he gave me a double dose of it. He says, "Here, see if this helps you feel better." So he just gave it to me. People were coming up literally. The guy came over and handed me a bunch of those. These bars. He just came over and handed me a bunch of those, or basically saying, "Look at me, look at me, look at me." So this I can do in the daytime because it's just CBD, and it has a tiny little bit of THC in it. And I'm an indica girl, so I probably have a higher tolerance than most people. For a while there, I couldn't even get a buzz because I was using it so often as medicine, because I needed it to help me eat, to help my appetite, because I went under 100 pounds because I was detoxing and fasting so much that I dropped so much weight. And now I'm back up to 133 or 4 or 5, somewhere in there. I think I was 133 the last time I weighed myself. So it's better not to eat a lot. People don't realize how the food is weaponized to make people addicted to the food, just like any other drug. And then, these people that are addicted are, talking about other addicts like as if they aren't an addict themselves. I see how I'm still addicted to sugar and how hard it is to get off of that, and bread and coffee now. So that's why I'm drinking the tea, because I'm getting off the coffee, because Coffee can be used as a medicine or, as an enema, different ways you can do it. But I think that's another thing they're promoting is the coffee, which isn't really all that good for us. You can't get CBD there in Australia? Oh, you'll start feeling better and better. How long were you on the Suboxone? It's pretty heavy duty to quit. Thank you. Ariel! There he is! How you doing, nigga? Oh, it's expensive. Well, they actually had it on sale today, 40% off. So I got like 7 grams of flour, and I don't know how much, I got a littler jar that was keef. So I basically got the keef for free by paying the $40 for both of them, but the flour was $40 normally just for itself. So with the discount sale, I was able to get the keef. Since I'm heading into Mexico. 7 years on that stuff. Oh, God bless you. I'll be sending you some long distance Reiki to help you get over that. Remember, it's a mind fuckery thing. You got to deal with your mind and your, not let it talk you back into doing it again, because it's really easy. I was addicted to heroin back in the 80s. Hi, Ann. Good to see you. I was just telling this girl here who's, coming off of Suboxone that I was a heroin addict for 5 years. And then I got clean off of that. And then that was the end of that. I never shot up again. So I don't know if you were into intravenous drugs at all, but I shot up lots of different stuff, coke and opium, and Dilaudid is what I liked. Thank you so much for the hugs. Hey, there's Fitted. Oh, there he got the fruit going. It's so hard to find fruit now. 42. Well, I'm 70. So you're young to me. Somebody said they thought I was 42. I swear to God. I said, get out of here. Really? Is that what you think? He goes, yeah. Well, he lived with a 70-year-old lady, and he saw me moving around with Ariel. You still there, Ariel? Remember we were kickboxing and stuff, and I was raising my leg up to his chest pretty much, and the guy was watching me. He says, the lady that I live with, that's 70, can't move like that. She can't even move, period, let alone doing that stuff. Oh, why are you crying? Yeah, I was 70 back in July. On July 10th, same as Tesla. If there's reincarnation at all, I was Tesla. We have the same birthday. And when I when I took my SAT scores back in 1969, Westinghouse came looking for me, and that's who Tesla's associated with, was Westinghouse. And they paid my way through college and let me pick any field of engineering I wanted, because I placed in the top 1% of the nation on my SATs. So they wanted my mind. And then I realized this is not what I want to do. And then I got into a car accident, just like Ariel, and I got out of it. I didn't have to go back to school. I mean, I was injured, but I think subconsciously I set that up. So, because I didn't want to that wasn't what I wanted to be helping people in other ways, like in the healing arts. So then I got my teacher's degree in cosmetology, and it's 50 years this year that I celebrate, my teacher's degree. So I do aromatherapy massage, and I used to cut hair, which I do sometimes for someone that really needs it, but I don't really promote that. I'd rather do my healing arts and help people to heal themselves. I don't heal them. They heal themselves, and I help guide them into that. And I've been in lots of situations where I can help people. I've done, I've, just the fact that I'm, off of drugs and can help people in that respect. Plus, I was a battered woman, and I used to run group. I also experienced in psychology, and I've run different groups. I went through a treatment center in Costa Mesa, California, in Orange County. It was where I lived. Newport Beach and Laguna Beach were my stomping grounds. I lived in both places, in all three of those places in Southern California and Huntington Beach. And I ran different groups. I did aftercare for the drug addicts that were going through treatment, and ran groups in the treatment center. And in another place, at Mariposa Women's Center, I ran group therapy for women who were beaten by their boyfriends and stuff, and try to help raise their self-esteem and do whatever I could to help them. And I had individual one-on-ones with people. I sponsored people in NA, or even AA, just people who were addicted and stuff. So I still like to continue doing that work, and that's kind of like my goal. Wow, that's interesting. Lena's got the same thing. I should go back and try to read some of the chat here. You on a featured foot? What's a featured foot? I just got surgery on a featured foot. I don't know what kind of a foot that is. Yeah, I got my taser. I bought this. It was $65, Mr. Johnny. I'm going to zap myself when there's a few more people here who want to see me do this. It's still scary for me. And then I found out from my friend in Switzerland I was getting these electronic machines to help disengage the nanotech in my body. And he said, I don't need 5,000 volts. He said, 2,000 is plenty enough. So I kind of quit using it because it takes a lot of courage to just do this to yourself. And you shouldn't do it on the upper part of your body. You could fry your brain. So I've been doing it on the soles of my feet and on the heels mostly, and I did do it on my lower legs, and at first I did it on my butt. So if I do it tonight, I'll just do it on my butt, just through my pants on my butt. So who wants taste it? So I don't know if they're going to consider this a weapon if I go into Mexico. I got to figure out, they're saying, you can't have knives, and I got all these, if I'm living in my car, I got all these knives and stuff that I cook, use to chop stuff up and everything. So, okay, what? I think okay, I'm going to show your message. Lena, tell me if this shows. Wait, what am I doing? Duh. I have to think I'm on my iPad. Okay, because you said fuck in there, they put it up for review because it has a swear word in it. You'd like to learn to cut hair? It's all about angles, it's mathematical in a way. You can call me. My email address is on my About page, and you could look it up there. Yeah, it takes a lot of nerve to do this, man. I saw someone getting it done to them by their boyfriend at the time. He did it to her, but she didn't, and he used a long prod thing and did it I guess it was about 2 or 3 feet of a prod, and hit her with that. And but doing it to yourself, you know it's coming. So it's like, it gets cringy, and then it just do it. Ariel was doing it to himself too, but he's a lot tougher than me. He's got a lot more. He likes pain, and I don't. So, oh man, they got everybody afraid of Mexico. It's not true. I don't believe it. I mean, there's bad places here in the United States. I wouldn't go to fucking Detroit or even Flint, Michigan. It's just, there's crime all over this country. I'm not going to go in through Laredo. I found out that was not the way to go. So if anybody has any feedback, they're holding they're holding your things for review, Lena. You're not even using swearing though. Okay, it's going to show it now. No, this electronic stuff and the this volting zapper is for the nano. That is not so much for coming off of drugs. I'm not coming off of drugs now. I mean, that was in my past, and I don't take them anymore, even though I have some. I have lots, and I probably will do a whole video. There's one of my subs lives here in Austin and was going to help me, but I'm not sure if she really still wants to do this, because people, I don't know. I was going to just find a place to dump them into. I was going to dump them in the ocean, but there's no ocean or bodies of water around here, just little creeks and stuff. So I got like literally thousands from when I used to have them a long time ago. So I'm just going to be dumping them somewhere. I just don't want to mess up the ecology. Good thing I didn't mess up my ecology by taking all those things. They would have went in my body. Doctor just kept giving them to me, and I just kept saving them up. I could get lots of money for them. I could get thousands and thousands of dollars for what I have. Why are they holding your... Yeah, I thought about burning them, but I don't know if that would give off toxic fumes. I thought it might look pretty. I tried doing it, but I didn't see any. I thought maybe pretty colors would come off of them, if like the chemicals burning or something, or I don't know. They wouldn't be minerals. Like in the sky, the pink in the sky, that beautiful pink color you see at sunsets is all lithium. And that's what makes me get, I'm really affected by lithium. It makes me sway, like vertigo, really bad. So I don't think I can burn them. I tried doing it, and it didn't seem like it wanted to do it. In a metal barrel. Where am I going to get a metal barrel? Remember, I live in my car and on the road. I can't even order anything online. Like, I can't order something from Amazon because I have nowhere to send it to. But even when I was in Washington, when I had general delivery through the post office, I didn't realize that I was ordering stuff and it was all getting sent back because it comes through UPS or whatever, and they just refuse it, and then it goes back. So I was losing out on things. And then something I ordered accidentally through Amazon, it turned out to be a good thing in the end, but it was shipped to my old address where I don't live anymore. I lost that place. I lost my Section 8, and I'm not even going to bother going back for it. I don't want to be, dealing with the system and being under their thumb. This is what I say to them. I'm trying to break away from, it's really hard to break away from the system. It really is. I'm still dependent on gas for my car and, certain other things. I'm not going to go fucking give them to the sheriff. Are you kidding me? Hi, Presley. Yeah, I won't. Where am I going to get a post office box if I'm not in any one place long enough to you. I'm not going to keep driving back. I'm trying to not settle here. I'm moving. I'm getting my resident visa for Mexico. I've already, I pretty much made up my, sorry, I'm trying to get this to do, made up my mind to do this. And even if I mean, it gets scarier the closer I get to. I'm waiting for an appointment at the Mexican consulate to get a resident visa there. And it'll probably be easier for me to get into Mexico than it will be for me to come back in the United States. So if I leave, I may never be able to get back in here. And so I don't know, maybe, the only time I'll ever see my daughter is if she flies to, I'm thinking of heading down where Santos is. And he's like 15, 20 minutes from Cancun in Puerto Morales. So I have to figure out which border crossing to go through to get there. And I got some information from a couple different people. So I got, I'm starting to formulate more of a plan, but I have to call every single friggin' day just to get an appointment at the consulate so I can get the documents. And that doesn't even necessarily mean you'll get the documents. But they don't have any open appointments, so you have to keep calling and calling and calling and all that shit. Just like they had me do when they were supposedly helping me to pay for my electric bill. And then my electric bill ended up in collections because it was like $600 that I did not owe. They were charging me $120 to $140 just for the refrigerator while I was gone all that time in Sandpoint. When I was doing the Owen thing, it was just building up, and I didn't realize it was still turned on in my name. But that was the only thing that was left on in there, was just the refrigerator. And it doesn't cost that much to run a refrigerator. It wouldn't even be $20, let alone $120. So let me try to read some of this. Yeah, I might be able to do the Walmart thing where I can order it and pick it up at the store. But the things that I wanted from there, they don't even carry. At least not here in Texas, where I am right now. I don't know what path you mean that you're on. Yeah, I know. It's just, it is a gypsy life, and I was even called Gypsy, was my nickname in the past, because I have this gypsy spirit. So trying to contain me to live in a home, like when everybody was telling me when I was in Idaho to go back home, be with your family. I mean, they don't even know what they were saying to me because I had no home to go back to. I couldn't live in that place anymore because I was being attacked. I was being microwaved in the last two places I lived. So I can't even live in these places now. The newer places that have these homes that are weaponized, especially, the trailers and the way the Internet of Things is and all the appliances. I was being attacked, blue beamed by the three-way appliance thing, not in the last place, but the place I was in before that, like 5 years ago. The refrigerator, stove, and the dishwasher are lined up in a triangulation, and they can fucking blue beam you. They were hitting me in my back while I was doing dishes, and I thought it was a memory from when I was younger because my mom hit me with a bat while I was doing the dishes. My mom beat me really bad. She took out all her anger and frustration on me because I was the oldest and the strongest. And she would say to the other kids, this is what you're going to get if you get out of line. This is what you'll get. So I thought that was a memory coming back. But then I moved over to a different spot, and the pain went to the other side of my body when I moved, and it wasn't that memory. So it changed, and I started to recognize it, and then I noticed every time that I was in that position, I got hit with that blue beam weapon. Bring your passport. Well, I don't know. I have my passport, but I started to say that I have a, and other people are agreeing or telling me, I'm going to have a harder time getting back into the country that I'm a citizen of than I will going into Mexico. And I'm willing to bet that in the next, I don't know how long, I can't really say, but at some point, I think there's going to be a mass exodus um, into Mexico from the United States. And maybe even Canada. I don't think people are going to go to Canada as much as they're going to go to Mexico. People in Canada don't even want to be in Canada. My daughter has dual citizenship, but she's still choosing to be in Canada, but she's not awake to all this stuff. She doesn't know. She's 30, but she's kind of in the middle. She's not a total NPC, and she's got some information because of me. She's been with me for 30 years. And I knew about fluoride before she was even born. I knew about vaccines. And this is not a vaccine that is out now. These are inoculations, are not vaccines. Don't believe that shit. Hi, Presley. I have a tent too, but it's kind of hard to put up. Ariel put it up for me before, and rather than have me help him, I says, I want you to do it yourself to see if I can do it, because if you can't do it, then I'm not going to be able to. And he had so much trouble with it, he finally said, you're not going to be able to do this. It was easy to take down. It went down really easy. And that was the opposite of the last tent I had before that. That was easy to put up, but I couldn't get it to go down. And so anyway, and I saw some people, there's people that are putting up tents in the parks and stuff around, and the cops are letting them. So, I mean, it's, nice parks and stuff. Yeah, this is more freedom than you can realize. People don't understand that. Nobody can tell me what to do. I have, and I'm starting to have a better relationship with the cops. They were always harassing me. Not that they still don't, but at least they have a little more respect for me. I even got, like when I have to park, I'm trying to find places where I don't think I'm going to bother anybody, where it's not private property. It looks public, but sometimes it is private. And then somebody will call in, and then they don't know that I'm alone. I'm not bothering. I'm not there drinking and throwing trash out, because I always clean up the area wherever I park. I clean up the area around me, and that's my payment, like my rent, to be able to park there. So, I mean, that's how I am. And I've always taught my daughter, when we went into the forest or into a park or anywhere, to always carry out more than you went in with, to bring at least one piece of trash out, one can or bottle or something. Not with a U.S. driver's license. No, I have my passport. It took me, that's what kept me in Washington for so long. I was waiting. First of all, I lost almost all my ID, my medical card, which I think was stolen, but I can't prove it. And I was having a hard time getting my driver's license even. I had no ID to prove who I was, and I've changed my whole name when I lived in Canada, and I did it legally there. And I've been using this name for the last 30 years. And but I couldn't prove. And then the people at the post office said that you should not, that there was some kind of misunderstanding, and they told me that by law that the driver's license will get sent back to the Department of Licensing. They won't deliver it to a general delivery box in a post office. But it came through. And they were even excited for me at the post office, the people that work there. They go, your thing is here, your driver's license came in, because they knew I was waiting for months for it. That my food stamp thing that I went for months. I had to pay cash for when I had food stamps I could have been using, and so just all these things, and then they finally started to get them replaced, and then my passport, when I was able to apply for my passport, because I got my driver's license, I had some kind of ID that they could use, and then shit, what was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say. So then I was able to put in the application for my passport, which they said at that time would take up to 8 weeks, like 6 to 8 weeks. Then I'm waiting, and it was like about 9 weeks, and I still hadn't had it. And then I looked it up, and the thing had changed. Then it became 18 weeks to get it. So I had to wait more weeks for it to come. So it was pretty close. It was around 18 weeks when I finally got it. I mean, we're talking months I was waiting just to get that piece of ID so I could move forward with my plans. And that was after I left Idaho and came back to Washington to tie up all these loose ends. And I have thousands of dollars in storage there that my daughter's paying for that I probably will never come back for. I don't think I could ever live here in the United States in a home, knowing what I know and having gone through what I've gone through. If it's a new house, it's weaponized, and if it's an old house, it's got mold in it. So it's just, I'm screwed no matter which way. So, okay, let me check and see what people are saying here. Well, I don't know about the weather being the force behind the mass immigration. I think it's going to be a lot of things. That might be part of it. Where is your border, Presley? I don't know where you are. Yeah, I'm totally affected by and you should see what my electronics do. They do all like, I don't know if they're affected by me like I'm affected by them, but they start not working, and they start flipping pages, and and I'm shadow banned on different people's. I asked them, and they're telling me that my comments are not showing up there, and I've had stuff disappear right in front of my eyes. Even email I get an email, I see it, and then it's gone. It's like I could see that it was there, and then it disappears. So if anybody tries to email me and I don't respond, just try again after, a few days, and I'll try to, get back to you. I'm not going to just ignore you. But I don't know if all my emails coming through, and just like I don't know what comments take. So many just either don't show up to begin with, or they do show up, and then I go back to see if it's there, and it's gone. Some of the ones that are benign will still be there, but if I say anything important, they'll be gone. So if anybody catches it before they get deleted, good for them. Because I got a lot of knowledge and wisdom, whatever you want to call it. I've been here for a long fucking time, and I've been watching these patterns and connecting the dots a lot longer than most people, and a lot of people just want to label me a boomer and think I don't know shit. I know there's a lot of boomers that don't, because I can't even hardly deal with them myself. Most people my age don't know what I know. And I also went to a dentist because this tooth fell out. I just was chewing and just on my tooth. I don't know, I'm chewing on my tooth. It's a crown. It's still in my gum. So I go to the dentist to see how much it's going to cost to fix it. $2,062 to fix this tooth. And I was talking to the dentist, because he asked me. He was the first person to flat out just ask me about these cuts. like what these are, because most people are afraid, you know, they don't want to hurt your feelings or whatever. But I don't care, because I tell people it's me kicking out the nano, and and I told him the chemtrails have the metal in them, and it's the metal cut through. He didn't even fucking know what chemtrails were. Can you believe people don't know what chemtrails are yet? I mean, this has been going on for years, and they don't even look up in the sky to see these things, and he had no idea what chemtrails were. I said, you really don't know? He goes, no, I don't. He never heard of it. Wow. I couldn't believe that. Okay, so you are you in Mexico, Presley? Thank you for the respect. Oh, you're in Florida. Okay. The Cali-Mex border. Well, when I was in California, I did go across the Mexican border a few times, you know, just driving across. But that was back in see, I left California in 95. I knew to get out of there way before a lot of people, like 20 years before other people knew to get the hell out of California, because look what's happened to it now. They're actually, you know, that Paradise, California was all dew weapons, right? I mean, the houses are obliterated and the trees are still standing, and the vegetation, the green, still green, not even scorched. And I knew somebody that was in that lived there in Paradise, California, and then ended up living in the makeshift little thing they set up in the parking lot. And so he didn't even know what happened, and he lived there. And he didn't really want to know, I don't think. We're at in Florida. I was just in Florida, and I was going to go all the way down to Miami to meet up with my friend Ariel, and then he decided that he was going to come up and meet me in Alabama, but then he ended up wrecking his car in Gainesville, so he just stayed in Gainesville, and he's still there. So I met him. I went to Gainesville and met up with him there, and I stayed there for a few weeks, whatever it was, 3 weeks or something like that. And he was just here a minute ago, but I guess he left. So anyhow, southwest. Okay, this west is like Tampa, like Clearwater. I used to go to Clearwater to fish back when I lived in Pennsylvania. I grew up. I was born in New York, and I ended up in Pittsburgh, where I got my schooling and my teacher's degree and all that in Pittsburgh. And then I left Pittsburgh and went to Arizona for 3 years, and then I went back because I got valley fever, and then I went from there to California, and then I left California and went to Canada. And then when I had to leave Canada because I got divorced, I ended up in Washington. So that's how I ended up in Washington. So now, and then I went, this last trip, I just went all the way from Northwest Washington, all the way across the United States to Florida. That's about the longest path you can take across America. It was, I don't know, it was over 2,000 miles. It was closer to 3,000 miles. I put on over 6,000 miles on my car already, and I left there and came to Texas. So it had to be at least over 3,000 miles just to go there. I'd have to figure it out again, but it's pretty far. A lot of driving, a lot of living in my car. Okay, so. Wow, you grew up in New York, huh? I was born in Newburgh, New York. So I used to go fishing in the Hudson River, which is probably pretty polluted by now. I said, switch over to my indica. This is just the CBD I got today at the farmer's market. But he said it was good for pain and stuff. And so I got a couple good deals today, and people actually gave me stuff. Some guy came over and just handed me something. I wasn't even at, well, I was at his booth maybe like last week or the week before, maybe the week before that. And I was talking to him about it, and he said you have to pay cash. And I was thinking I could use my food stamps, or you know, they give you these things at the farmer's market, like money, but you use your food stamps to buy that. And he said he didn't take that, he only took cash. So I just said, well, I can't afford to just buy stuff like this, you know, with cash. And then today he just ran over to me today while I was getting some other some arugula and stuff. He just handed me this set of, they're like beeswax that you put over bowls to keep them, you know. So I don't know why I don't know. He just came up and did that to me. And then a couple of people just gave me things. I don't know. Do I look homeless? I don't think I do. I'm pretty clean compared to most homeless people. Nothing like eating in your face, huh? Sorry. Well, I guess I'll have to come back on when there's more people and do the zapping thing. I mean, I could do it once, but it fucking hurts. Have you ever had a cattle prod? I don't know if you can hear this. Where does it pick up the sound? I don't even know where this picks up the sound. It's buzzing. It's to disengage the nanotech that's in our bodies. We all have it. 100% people have it. They just don't know they have it. And it's an operating system in our bodies. And it zaps out the nanotech. You have to use that, or metals and copper coils and all that kind of stuff that people are starting to know about and make. You know, I had a couple of different things that I was using that I got from, well, this friend of mine is he does build these electronic anti-nano devices, and every time he sent me one, though, it would not be working when I got it. And I waited so long, for literally months I waited to get these devices, and they were always fucked up when I got them, that because the customs opened it up and messed with it and broke the post and did this or separated and I couldn't repair them, and they were like hundreds of dollars, literally. And so let me see what's happening here. Wish I could read without these. I had surgery in one eye for cataracts, and then I realized I don't need to do that because they fucked up my eye. I got a picture with my eye. I was so bloody red from what they did, and I didn't even get the other one done. And now I have like 2 different visions going on at one time, so it's hard for me to see, to read. Yeah, it's okay, this is 5,000 volts, and it does hurt, and it takes a lot of courage to do it. I mean, I have to get myself in a mindset, prepare myself mentally to do this, because it fucking, now if somebody else is doing it for me, you don't know exactly when it's coming at you, so it's a little easier. But when you're doing it to yourself, you know what's coming, and it fucking hurts. But my friend in Switzerland who does these electronics said I don't need 5,000 volts, that 2,000 should be enough. So I'm giving myself more than twice as much as I need. So I'm going to try to find one that's, you know, like maybe half as much, or 2,000 or 2,500. I don't know. But it affects my nervous system really bad. I can hardly walk sometimes and I sway. Well, it's a combination of the electronics in my body that are doing this, the nanotech that's building. These are self-replicating nanobots in our body. Hey, Vox, how you been? I haven't heard from you in a long time. Zap away. Okay, you want me to start zapping myself? Okay, I'll do it right now. You just want to watch me zap myself? Okay. I don't know if you can tell how much it hurts, but I'll do it. Okay, he's ready. Maybe I should take my jacket off so you can see better. Okay, can you see me? Really? No, this is Fox. This is 5,000 volts. And my friend in Switzerland said 2,000 is enough for what I'm doing it for, what I need it for. But oh well, gotta take care of the kitties first. Kids, children. I don't even like using that word. Okay. Okay, so I'll stand up and show you. Maybe I can back up a little bit. Move this around. Okay, you ready? I'm gonna hit myself right in the butt. You can't really tell, but it is, when I did it in the dark, I could see the electricity. When I did it in my car, I could see when I was zapping my feet or lower legs or whatever, I could see the electric current coming out, and it made it even scarier for me. So you ready? Alan Powell is here too, the real AP. I don't believe it. No, I haven't been doing turpentine. No, I still think it's good. It's essential oil of pine. It is not harmful. It's all the other shit they put in turpentine that's bad. You don't condone this, well, but you want to watch, though. You want to watch. Renee, hi. How you doing, Renee? Get ready to zap myself. If I fall over dead, now I have shoes on that have sort of like rubber soles. So I think I'm grounded when I do it. Usually I do it in my car because I'm grounded in the car by the tires. So, but if there's any kind of electrical shit running under here, I don't know, I might fall over and die. So at least you can call this store. This is the La Madeleine. It's a French cafe. So if I'm laying out here on the sidewalk, you can tell them what happened. Hi, Pirate Pete. That's the real Alan, really? I didn't even know of him until I started the Owen BenJUman shit, right? And then people were saying in the comments, I read that they said she's going full on Alan Powell on him. So then I knew we were kind of in the same boat. I think I'm the only female that was doing this shit towards Owen, right? I'm not gonna die. Hey, if I died, that would be probably a good thing. I'm sick of this world. I'm not gonna intentionally just kill myself, but I don't know, I guess I got some kind of job to do here that I am getting sick of. But whatever. Okay, do the zap. Okay, ready? Ah, I caught myself. getting me. You can't see you can't see, maybe if it was completely pitch black, you might be able to see it, but I hit myself with it 3 times. How's you been doing with your guns? Okay, one more zap. I'm going to do it on this side now. Shit, I don't think I was touching the metal chair, though. It's a metal chair. I don't want to keep doing it. It hurts too much. But it's doing some kind of good job. Can you tell how much it fucking hurts? I know, man. Most people wouldn't be doing this stuff to themselves. I know it. I'm tough for an old bird. I don't consider myself old, though. I might be 70, but I'm totally young at heart. I'm like a little kid. I like to play. I like to do my weed. It's getting to be indica time, so I have to switch to my stronger stuff. Okay, so if anybody knows where I can get a 2000-volt one so I can retire this one, if I don't need to be using 5000 volts, I don't want to be, because then I'll be more likely to do it more often if it's like less than half of the strength of this thing. You can't really see it. I can hear it, but I can't see it doing anything. It only does it when it's touching you and it makes contact, and you could see the zzz of the electricity going in me like a lightning bolt. I could see all the colors and everything. That made it scarier and harder to do. So if anybody knows of a place where I can get one that's just 2000 volts, let me know. Send me an email or something. My email is on my about page if anybody wants to email me, and I will help you, Lena. If I can maybe personally talk to you. I can even do Skype with you if you want. If anybody wants to Skype me, I'm gonna probably start interviewing people and doing like chats with Kat, kind of just conversations to record, and then decide if we want to publish it, put it up on our channels or whatever. I've done it with Ariel on Skype, but he was able to put it up on his channel, but for some reason I couldn't get it up on mine because we did it a few times. Because I got one where me and him are doing, we put cayenne in our eyes. I was zapping myself with this. And then after that, an NPC comes at me, accusing me of all this shit, accusing me of being a drug addict, and it's her, not my blame. She's calling it like it's her city or her town. It's like, fuck you, bitch. She's lucky Ariel was saying, man, if I was there, I'd be all over her. And you have to learn, like part of our thing we have to do is to not react to these people who are taunting us, who are trying to get us to fight them or whatever. I have to hold myself back. We have these like battles in our head, I could be justified in fucking her up, whatever, and but I can't do it. I can't let myself get carried away and let people trigger me into doing that. Because I could have kicked her ass. I don't care how old I am. I could have kicked that girl's ass. And she was about, I'm guessing about 26 or something. And she was accusing me of videotaping the kids and shit like that. I talk to kids all the time. Kids love me. And I'm not out to hurt them or anything. Thanks for all the comments or compliments. Little kid with boards. Okay, see you later, Vox. Yeah, you're in Australia, so you're in the daylight right now, and it's dark here now. It's 6:20 now here. It's 4:20 somewhere. You've never done Skype? Well, you can just download the app, and then my name is Kat Rain, Skype, KATRAYNE. So you could just type that in and request friend thing or whatever it is. Oh, I'm sorry about your dead battery. Who's a statist? I don't know who you're talking about. No, I don't think the only thing you can get under that Medicaid dental is for like they'll pay is a tooth pull. They will pull this out. I need some other stuff, but also the dentist told me, because I had a tooth up here that has like a little hole in it, and it was bigger than that, and I've been remineralizing my teeth, and he said, you're doing it. He says it is remineralizing. He says it's not going to keep deteriorating. He says you are, whatever you're doing, he says you're doing it. He says you're making it shrink down and it's remineralizing. He was quite impressed. He was smiling when he told me that. And me and dentists my last dentist that I was like actually friends with, I had his home personal phone number and everything. We got to the point where he says, we're just going to have to agree to disagree, because he was totally into the fluoride and believed that was good for you when it is not. Don't trust that fluoride shit, man. That's why part of the reason why so many people are so dumbed down is because their pineal gland is so shrunken. It's about the size of a pea, little tiny pea, when it should be the same as size as your actual eyeball. That's how big your pineal gland should be. But I've been avoiding stuff most of my life, and I was detoxing and fasting for over 4 years. And now I'm still detoxing, not to the same degree, because I started eating because I got so thin. I was down under 100 pounds. And that wasn't good. I wasn't healthy because I was too thin. And these fat fucking women usually tell me, oh, you're too skinny. I should just say, yeah, really? I think you're too fat. How come I can't say they're fat, but it's okay for them to say I'm skinny? That's a bunch of bullshit. So if anybody ever says that to me again, I'm going to say that to their face. No, I might be skinny, but you're fucking fat. I'm so sick of people with their virtue signaling bullshit. And this stay safe spell that people are under is not, it's like, please don't tell me to stay safe. I do not appreciate that. Tell me to stay strong or stay happy or stay healthy, things that I can actually do. But this is a fear porn tactic of the controllers telling us to stay safe. And I'm surprised, well, I'm not really surprised, but the people that say that are supposedly truthers, like on YouTube and stuff like that, it makes me respect them less and not want to listen to them as much. You know, they might have some knowledge and stuff, but they don't realize that they're still doing the, the what the controllers want them to do. There's a lot of people on YouTube that are doing that, and it's sad. Okay, well, I'll see you, Presley. Thanks for showing up. Yeah, it probably is the size of a mustard seed. For some people, it probably is so shrunken down. So I could see as I kept doing this, the more I detoxed and the more I started to actually tune in to the Akashic records. I was getting, downloads of information and or confirmation of things I already knew or suspected. I've been questioning things for so long. My daughter probably rolled her eyes so much she could see her brain. Are you related to Edward Bernays? You're talking about the fluoride, right? Which is the byproduct of the aluminum phosphate industry, and it just becomes sludge on these big things, and they just scrape it off, and then they have nowhere to dispose of it, and then they just started putting it in the system. And this started back in the late 40s. They did the testing on Newburgh, New York, which is where I was born and was there till I was 10, and Kingston trials, that they had the Newburgh Kingston trials, and Kingston was the control city and Newburgh was the test city, and they did not tell the people of Newburgh, New York that they were doing this. So this is when they first started testing it back in the late 40s, and I was born in 1951, so I was born right into the fluoride test, the experimentation on the public. Now, I'm sure it was maybe around before that, but that's when they actually started to use it on the public. And now it's in all the water, everywhere. I never thought I'd see the day when we had to buy bottled water. When I grew up, there was no such thing as bottled water. Maybe distilled water that people used to put in their irons and stuff like that. But that's pretty much what I drink right now is distilled water. And sometimes, like if I get water, like here, I got some hot water at this restaurant, this French restaurant where I'm at. And whenever I get I make my own coffee and tea usually, but I've quit coffee now pretty much. I'm trying to stay off it. And, but when I get water at a restaurant, you're getting fluoride. So I don't like to do that. And I also copperize my water. That's how I get copper into me. I mean, I wear these little rings that I make out of copper wire. And I put my water, I use distilled water, and then I pour it into a copper. I have 3 different copper vessels, which I started to tell you the story about. That's what I forgot. The copper bottle that I had ordered from Amazon. They're like $32 or something like that. And I ordered this copper thing, and it accidentally got sent to my last address where I don't live anymore. And there were people living there, and then I couldn't find it, but it wasn't returned. And the people from the post office actually went to her house that used to be my house, my trailer, and she lied to them and said that she didn't get it, she didn't have it, blah, 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 blah. So I sent her a letter. I said, I know that you got my copper bottle, and if you don't return it to me And that's at the time I was renting that room from that lady in Washington. And I said, if you don't bring it to me, do you know that that is a federal crime, that you stole somebody's mail, and it's punishable up to, I don't know, something like $1,000 fine and a year in jail. And I says, if I don't get this within like 1 week, whatever, I gave her a certain day to have it delivered by, she brought it to that house the day before the deadline that I gave her. So she did have it the whole time. And I threatened her to turn her in, and she ended up giving it back. She brought it to the house where I was. I wasn't there. The other tenant took it from her and left me a note, and I got it back. So sometimes it works to be strong and firm and, tell people, you can't be doing that shit to me. Hi, Jorn. Thank you. Oh, the bottled, don't trust the bottled water. And all this shit with the alkaline water scam shit, they're charging so much for that water, and it sucks. But I buy the distilled water, then I put it in the copper bottle and leave it there overnight, but it's usually at least in there for like 3 days because I have 3 bottles, so I keep rotating them, so I always have copperized water ready to go. So that's part of the healing stuff like that too. And also a big thing is Lugal's iodine, which I don't know if anybody here knows Tony Pantalaresco and all he's a herbalist, and his early stuff I really like. He started talking things that were kind of being distracted by the politics and Trump and all that garbage. Oh no. And so he has a lot of remedies on his channel, on his old channel. It's still up on YouTube. It's Herbs Plus Beadworks. So you might want to still check him out. And then also, if you're interested in this nano stuff and how to, deal with it, there's also, I have some stuff on my channel, but also there's a girl named Michelle Angelique, Truth and Integrity Warrior, and she posts a lot of good things about how to deal with the nano and like what foods to eat or what foods not to eat. Like I've had to quit all the nightshades, which are, potatoes are my favorite food. I can't have white potatoes. Sweet potatoes are okay, yams, and most of the other root vegetables, beets and stuff. But I can't have nightshades, and that includes tomatoes, potatoes, peppers. No peppers. I had to quit cayenne that I put in my lemonade drink every morning. So, occasionally I get some of these things. You can't totally avoid everything, but I limit so much of what I eat, put into my body. So I'm dealing with 3 major things now: coffee, sugar, and wheat, like bread and pastries and stuff like that. So I'm down to that, but I've quit, like almost all grains, no rice, no pasta. I cut those out years ago. And but I'm getting down to these few things that are so hard to do without and, avoid. Start reading labels, guys. You do not want stuff in it that has natural flavor in it. It's showing up everywhere. It was never in anything, and now it's everywhere. So if you are watching these patterns and see them pop up, remember how far back I go, and this shit was not in the food system. The food system is weaponized. And I'm probably going to have to start using like the hobo code, to try to keep the, Uncle Al from picking up shit, because I get attacked just because I am like I am. Most of the people who are saying some, talking about this nano stuff, this nano, that's basically what I believe this novid, fovid um, is nano poisoning, and they're using the flu and the other, to make it look like it's something else other than what it is. It is nano poisoning. I don't know. I'm going to have to find another word for that because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be getting hit up. I mean, that's probably why I'm shadow banned everywhere, because I even try to discuss, put an at sign for the A or a 0 for the O or whatever, so that the algorithms don't pick it up. And most of the people that are like me, like Michelle and Tony and all these people that are involved with this right now, trying to educate people about it, we all have this really defiant attitude, and it seems to have something to do with our defiance. The more defiant we are, the more we get attacked. So can anyone else relate to this? Hi, Bang Bear. Oh, old man is here. Hey, I didn't even notice you were here. I'm putting all different kinds of oil on my skin, Pete. Coconut oil is not as hydrating as other oils. I have special oils that I make. I'm also Brian 396, but he's under some kind of, they're attacking him really bad, and he doesn't, it's like he's not himself. I mean, he threatened to murder me, and then I found out it wasn't just me. He's saying all this crazy shit to other people, accusing them of being CIA agents, and this, that his wife sent them to get him, and all this crazy shit. So I tried to send him long distance Reiki in love and everything, but I had to disconnect from him. Just, I wanted to be friends with him, but he just was, a lot of these people are getting what I call Max Egan. Like, I don't know, they just go off into a different, flip and start preaching shit they would never have said before. So it's really sad. So, oh yeah, it must be nice to have good well water. Where I was at in Gainesville, they were on a well, but the water was so bad you couldn't drink it at all. They had to buy bottled water, and they had a dispenser and everything. And what it did to my hair, oh my God, my hair was destroyed from the calcium and lime sludge that came with it. It also happened at that lady's house, but her house was built in 1895. It was so old, and it was full of mold. I think the other place in Gainesville probably had mold too. And I'm really sensitive to that. So I ended up sleeping out in a tent. They had the Wi-Fi going 24/7 and all these different factors. So I just stayed outside. Well, the weather was still nice. It was starting to get cold, but it was okay because I had my down comforter, and that keeps me really warm. Yeah, I know it's hard to know what to eat and drink. You have to like educate yourself and keep reading those labels. There's canola oil and everything. There's now all kind of gums, acacia gum, this gum, that gum. There's cellulose. All the vegans with they're just don't even realize that the food that they're eating is the weaponized vegetables. They built up vegetables to be such a great thing, and they are not as good as people think they are. Especially the open things like lettuce that can collect all the metals that are dropping from, the fallout from the chemtrails. It's just collecting it. So that's why the root ones are better. And you still have to peel some stuff. Like if you're going to eat an apple, take off the skin. Don't eat skins anymore because they're coated with it. Yeah, I use tea tree. I do. I'm a aromatherapist. I have all kinds of essential oils. Like the best ones are clove. The very best one is clove. I even put it on my tooth. And it, it's pretty strong. Clove is probably the strongest one. And then after that would be the thymes, like white thyme, red thyme, oregano. Tea tree's up there. Tea tree covers a lot of different things. I don't, you, and I, people don't realize that what's the most pushed essential oil there is besides maybe eucalyptus or something. What's in everything? It's in shampoos, it's in fragrance, it's this, it's that. Lavender. Guys, men especially, beware of lavender. It's estrogenic. You guys are getting man boobs because of all the estrogen and shit. Look at Owen BenJUman. He's a good example of a soy boy with his puffy hands that are not farm hands. He ain't no farmer. My hands are more calloused and worked than his. And if he was a farmer, don't you think Amy would be out there every day filming him and doing all this hard labor? And then how does he have time to do these 3-hour live streams? If he's a farmer, he's full of shit. He ain't no farmer. And do you know that Amy's pregnant again? Like when you go. All the oils are good, pretty much. Not canola oil though, or soy. Some of these vegetable oils are not good. I use I have olive oil. I have good, better ones. Ooh, there's some kind of bug on here. And avocado oil is like the one that has like a high smoke point. Um, Olive oil is only like 350, so you can't go over 350 without it turning into a trans fat. So, but the avocado, you can take the temperature up to 500. So if I'm cooking, I'm going to use that. But I'm not really cooking much these days, living in my car. And the last 2 steaks I bought, I wasn't even able to cook them. I ended up having to throw one away because it went bad. And then the next time I said, I'm not going to let it go bad. I'll give it away before I do. And but I bought a $17 sirloin steak at the farmer's market, which probably would have cost $27 in the store, in a grocery store. It wouldn't have been near as good. And a homeless guy came up to me and said, could you give me $1 for a hot dog? So I gave him the steak. He was like, oh my God. He says, I don't know how I'm going to cook it, but I'll find a way. He was so happy that he got a steak. So that felt good, to be able. So I've been trying to give away food to other homeless people that are hungry. If I have more than them and they're hungry, I'm going to give it to them. It's starting to get cold out. I should put my jacket on. Yeah, that polysorbate's in a lot of foods. That's in, I think that's in the dairy. It's in like the cream. I can't, I can't get my raw milk. I got a little bit left that I got in a different town I went through, but it's cold out here. Um, But there, in Austin, there is no dairies that have any raw milk. The last place I got it was in Waco. When I went to there in the zoo, I've been putting up my pictures of the animals that I took. It's in breads too. Yeah, I guess. When I did eat bread, the only bread I ate was sourdough or sourdough rye. I just didn't eat any kind of bread. I mean, at least I would try to use something that had sourdough in it, at least. Yeah, I like lettuce too, and I just got some today, but it was actually, from a farmer's market, and I don't know how they actually made these, but the kind that are still living, that you still have the roots on it, and you keep it in water, and you keep changing the water to try to keep it fresh, and it's supposed to last up to like 3 weeks or something, which I find that hard to believe, but maybe. And but the leaves were like really closed down. It wasn't really open. So they were like, cabbage is still good because of the way the leaves are tightly packed together. So I make a lot of coleslaw. I made some I still have left. And then I let it soak in the vinegar kombucha mix. I let my kombucha go to vinegar and I make my own vinegar. If I do this in my car. I make kombucha in my car, and I'm going to have to get rid of it before I cross into Mexico because it's something that they won't allow. I can't even take in raw dairy. So you can bring probably pasteurized milk, but you can't bring in raw. So I have to get rid of all the dairy, all my kombucha, anything that's like homemade. They said you can't take in. There's a whole big long list of all the stuff you can't do. You can't cross over the border with. Um, okay, you just checked and found out my dude's essential juniper. Well, if it's in little bits, like when they put it into like a deodorant or something, like you're talking about the lavender, in that little minute amount, it probably isn't going to hurt because they don't really put a whole lot in, I'm sure. But if you were just using straight up essential oils all the time on your body to help you sleep, I would save it only for burns and use it. It's the best essential oil to use on a burn, whether it's a sunburn or a steam burn or any kind of a heat burn. It helps to heal your skin. So it's good for skin. So, but if you're using it all the time, you're going to build up a somewhat of a tolerance to it, just like any other drug or chemical. And I would say don't use lavender unless you have a burn, and then use it for that. That's how they discovered it. It was a French chemist, Rene, stuck his hand when he burnt himself, and the closest liquid he around was a vat of lavender, allegedly. Stuck his hand in it, and it won't even go to it'll keep it from going to like a 3rd-degree burn. It'll keep it minimal. It'll just stop the burn. Yep, it's in everything. So is the natural flavoring. So is canola oil is showing up in a lot of stuff, and canola oil is not good. Man, it's really noisy on the street. Oh, I love pumpernickel bread. That's like my favorite. They have pretty good it's only $2.99 at the Trader Joe's, Traders. But it was actually pretty good. It would have been good even if it was $5. It was good. I liked it. It was pumpernickel rye, and I was amazed that it was so cheap. I thought You know, because a lot of things in Trader Joe's are marked up too high, but that was actually really low for what it was. I would have paid more for it. And they did not have other things, though, that I wanted. Like you think they would have had them, but they did not have them. Oh, your batteries, you're still going. All right. Yeah, I know you seem like a good cook, Pete. I like seeing your foods and stuff that you make. I wonder if I got knocked off your have you been putting up anything? I might have got I'm getting knocked off of channels. I go and look and I see that I'm not subscribed to them anymore. So and yours hasn't been coming up. So I don't know. I'll have to go look and see. Wow, that's nice. Wow, where did you order them from, Renee? Raw egg whites. I don't trust. I found out about the egg whites. No bueno, no more. They're polymers. And I'm dealing with polymers coming out of my body. I don't know if you saw my video where I was trying to get rid of that plastic coming out my body. It was on there for over 3 years. And then I eventually had to use uh, acetone to remove only the plastic that was coming through, not the live skin. I have to make that so clear to people so they don't think you could just, because in the video I'm rubbing coconut oil on my leg, all my whole leg surrounding that area, which at that time was about that big. It was about 4 inches, and now it's down to like hardly anything. It's almost gone. I don't put acetone. I only did it a couple times. I didn't keep on doing it. You don't want to absorb it into your body, but the plastic kept it from going in, and then I ended up just filing it with a emery board and just taking off, the top coating of that plastic. So it's almost gone now. I'll probably do another video showing my leg because I've already done like 2 to show the progression of it. So now I'll do another one to show how much it's healed, and it's looking a lot better. Now my face doesn't look so good, but it was actually worse. This is starting to calm down a bit. I've been putting salt. I make this thing with different, with Epsom salt and sea salt and washing soda, which is sodium carbonate, not sodium bicarbonate, which you could have that in there too, but the washing soda is just straight sodium carbonate without the bi, like is in baking soda. It was bicarbonate. So, and I just make little pasty out of it, and I just put it all over and let it dry onto my skin, and then I coat it with an oil blend that I make that has different types of oils in it that I get, like there's just different ones you can get, like I can't even think of them right now. Of course I'll think of them later. But and I also put the essential oils in there, and then I have some little essential oil roll-ons that have an oil in it, and then I can just roll it on. And then I have to scrape it off. I have to scrape this shit off every day. It builds up like it's the biofilm coming out, which is it's like honey or maple syrup. Like it's like sticky, like a yellowish color, and it builds up, and it dries, and it comes off like fruit leather because it's like tacky and it's sticky. It's like, and it's on my scalp even some places. So it's like pouring like honey or maple syrup in your head or on your skin, and then it dries, and it's like a caramely like. Then you have to like scrape it off, and sometimes it bleeds. You have to get try to get to the root of it. And I'm noticing that a lot of it, now this part just started coming out. This really hurts. I don't know why, but there must be something big going to come through there. But these ones are starting to heal, and it take from the time you get it, it takes almost a month. It's like a 28-day cycle or something to actually clear up. So these are about 3 weeks old or something. So this is like the last week, and they should start going away. And this one just started coming out, so that might be there for a while. But I'm constantly doing my self-care and putting the oils on, the essential oils. And I actually take essential oils internally, which they tell you not to do, but I've taken up to 15 drops at one time. That's me. I'm not telling you what to do. That's what I do. And I'm still here talking about it. I'm an aromatherapist. I do aromatherapy massage. I include it in my massages. If I ever get around to getting back into my healing arts business that I had in, California, Canada, Washington, and now I'm going to Mexico. I might end up down by where Santos Bonacci is, down in, he's in Puerto Morales, which is like 15, 20 minutes away from Cancun. So that's where I'll be hopefully setting up I don't know if I'll be part of his thing or not. There's some things I don't agree with him on, like the vegan thing. It doesn't look real healthy to me, with all this. I know he does fasting and all that, but I don't think I just think that the whole vegan thing is a psyop. I mean, I know this in just the types of food that the vegans are eating are the poison food by design. They've taken out all the seeds and everything. They're GMOing every freaking thing. And we need these oils in our body, these fats. The fat's what carries out the toxins. The salt and the fats. And everything's low salt, low fat. Why do you think they did that? Because they don't want us to be healthy. They don't want us to heal. Yeah, I'm getting shadow banned everywhere I go now. What is piping rock about? Yeah, it's all tied into our blood and everything. There's a good guy on that I've kind of been following. He's a doctor. His name is Darko, but I can't think of his last name. And I wanted to go ask him something. No, you don't understand that. You don't understand. This is nano poisoning, nanotech I'm dealing with. This is biofilm. Do you even know what biofilm is? It's not lymphatic fluid, hon. It might be partly that, but that's not what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with biofilm. Does anyone know what biofilm is? Yeah, right, really. And they're the fake sun. Do you realize it's not a real sun? These are not sores like a typical sore. These are not what you're not even knowing what you're dealing with here. If you don't have it yourself, you can't tell me what to do. I've been dealing with this for 5 years. And people are going to come on and tell me? I don't think so. Do you have it? I know that oils and fats are good for us. But I am kicking out the nano that you are assimilating. If you're not kicking it out, you are assimilating it, and it is building up these operating systems in our bodies. This is not a sore. This is not a typical thing that you think. I've been in the healing arts for 50 years. I didn't just fall off the turnip truck. And I've been watching patterns and cycles and That's why I know this is all bullshit, all this COVID, Vidco, as what's his name likes to call it. Oh, Piping Rock is the name of the company. I never heard of it. Don't spend your money on doTERRA and Young Living, because they are multi-level marketing pyramid schemes that only the people at the top make the money and all the people at the bottom do all the work. I personally knew Gary Young. He's dead now. He's dead. Young Living. I knew back in the day when he was married to Dixie, she's the one that created all the blends for Young Living, and then they split up. And she was the one really he was the one doing the money part of it, but she was the brains behind it. And when they split up his business, he just lost it. It wasn't the same, and it's just way overpriced. You do not need to pay that much money for essential oils. Just don't get them from the ones that are from China. Stay away from Now brand, NOW, because it's all out of China. They're just not good. I was in California and I was able to get better quality ones there, Oshadi and different ones. I don't know about Piping Rock. I could look into it. I don't really know. Where do you get your goat butter from? Do you have a goat? Do you make it yourself, or do you get it at a store? I never see it in the store. Now they got goat yogurt at Trader Joe's. That's good. Michelle Angelique did a video on it, showing how you can use it to make other dips and different things and add different herbs and spices to it. And it's like some of the ones that are low heat pasteurized, don't get ultra pasteurized. Anything pasteurized is not good for us. It takes out all the goodness and everything, and just the heat process and everything it just ruins the product, and then even these dairy farmers that should know better don't even realize that some of them, not all of them, but a lot of them don't even realize that raw milk and raw dairy is good for you. They believe in the USDA nonsense and pasteurize it and shit. So they can't even sell it. Like, the only places I can get it from are the actual dairy themselves. You can go buy it directly from the dairy and get it unpasteurized. But like, for some reason in Texas they can't sell it in the stores. Although they didn't have any there when I was there. They just had they had their cream, but they didn't. So I actually went to the dairy farm and got some at a couple of different dairies. And then one other one I went to where was it? It was in Florida, I guess. And maybe it was in Alabama. That I went to, somebody recommended to go to this family they knew had a farm. But I finally found the place, and then I show up there, and the lady says, we haven't been in business for like 12 years, but I have some colostrum frozen from like last year, but it's been frozen, that you can have. She just gave it to me. She didn't even, and that's like the best possible thing you could get. Do you know what colostrum is? Colostrum is, whether it's in people or cows or any kind of animal, when they're pregnant and they have the baby, whether it's a calf or a human woman has a baby, their first milk is the colostrum. It's like thicker, darker, yellower, and it has all the nutrients in it. And it probably has information in it too. Breast milk, carries information from the mother to the child, which no man can ever do. You know, these tranny wannabe women, men that think that they can have a baby. They know they can't, but they'd have people think that. They can't do these things. And then they put women down. It's awful how they program men to, they're making fun of women and stuff. Now I'm starting to see guys' channels that have no women in them hardly at all. They're all men because of their attitude towards women. And tried to shame me for having a child. Meanwhile, they're as old as my child. Why don't they go shame their parents? Okay. Good, don't buy them. That's what I call it, BS19 too. I don't know about those brands, but I don't know. I haven't been as particular about brands. I just tell if it feels all right when I'm holding the bottle, and I avoid a couple that I know that are, mainly the Now brand that used to be, they sold it at all the health food stores, which are not any good anymore. Don't trust health food stores. They have cellulose in everything. Cellulose is plastic. So just try to avoid that stuff because we're taking in so much plastic. Do you know how much shit came out of my body from doing all this detoxing? And it's just not your typical detox. You have to use some serious other stuff than just, I don't know, it's more involved. And I've had plastic, the metal coming out of me. I've literally had insect parts come out, like wasp wings, not fully formed insects, but insects that are forming. They're doing all kind of shit to us, and people don't realize this. They're not looking, if, like, I have a microscope, and it's a good one, but you don't even need a high-powered one. You could get a children's one, and that's enough, to see what you need to see these moving parts. Put one of those masks under there, and you'll see these nano things moving. It's alive. People don't know this is even happening because they don't want to look at it. How many people I said, try to say, do you want to look under a microscope and see it? They don't want to see it. That's why my daughter can't deny it, because she saw it under a microscope. She saw it come out of my body, go under that microscope, and whatever. And she's seen a lot of other things that's happened to me that, had they not happened in her sight, even at that, she can't hardly believe it. But she's seen it to the point where she can't deny it. If she hadn't seen, I could see people that don't see it, that don't want to see it, that want to be willfully ignorant and not deal with this stuff. And they're the cowards in my eyes that don't want to, don't even want to look at it, don't even want to acknowledge it's in their body. Okay, well, it's starting to go on to 2 hours here. So if anybody has any questions that you want to ask me before I go, I'll try to, I don't know how often I can actually do this, but since they're not kicking me out of here, I just buy a couple things, and sit outside and do this. So, and I buy a plug where I can keep it from dying. Or if there's anything anyone wants me to talk about the next time, and I'll be thinking about it or researching it or whatever, Because I'll probably start talking about some other things that people are unaware of that I don't know if they'll start taking me down or not, because there's some real deceit going on that people are not able to see. Even people who think they have the eyes to see, especially a lot of these fake Christians that are so blinded by the dogma and whatever that they cannot see beyond that, and that's the purpose of it. And it's meant to divide and separate people. It's been a challenge even just for me. Like in my daughter in the past, we started to see this happening, this pattern, and we were able to catch it before it destroyed us. But I'm seeing people's families breaking up over this stuff, and they don't know how to combat it. They don't know what to do about it. It's really sad to see, these families breaking up. So, I'm just grateful that my daughter didn't, it didn't get so bad that it destroyed our relationship. But you could tell that we were not acting our normal selves in like making people fight with each other in their own families. All this infighting. Now there's infighting on YouTube, all these people going after each other, all these flat earthers. And not that I believe in the spinning ball, but I think the flat earth is another distraction to pit people against each other. I think it's a realm. So they're both right and they're both wrong, and they're both, at each other. And I hate to see this happening. I see people start to come down to a lower level and start, the way that they call people stupid and just doesn't, it's, if they're elevated, their consciousness, they should know better not to do that. I hope I don't get to that point. I mean, it does look stupid, but you don't want to call people stupid, because that's not going to help them. And if they're there to help wake people up, why are they calling them names? To do that and degrade people is not going to lift them up. They're going to run away from you. I'm not going to say who I'm referring to here, because there is a person in my mind that is very, very well known that has been doing this, but he's backed off a bit, so it's at least he maybe starting to see that that's not the way to go, because he started to change his behavior and stop doing that. So, and I noticed other people were saying it in the comments too, so it wasn't just me. And I talked to him personally on Messenger too, so I get it. It's kind of hard to, you want to help people, but they don't want to hear it. And even though they're saying good things and helping people in certain ways, they don't want to hear what other people have to say. So they're kind of being hypocrites. Would I consider going to El Paso? Sure. I don't know, how far is it? Is it more north? If it's too far north in Texas, that'll be too far out of the way. But I'm in Austin. How far is El Paso from Austin? The weather here is it was really warm, and then it started getting cold at night. So some days it was like 80 degrees, 80 some degrees, and then it would drop down into the 30s. Same day. It was so extreme. So they're fucking with the weather. They're manipulating it. And I remember I've been on this plane for 70 years. I remember blue skies and a yellow sun. It is not that anymore. It's not. It's totally manipulated. I can look and see that it is not the same as it used to be. So I don't know if anyone else here is as old as me, been around as long. Ouch, that hurts my nose. Okay, there's another one that they're hiding. With Jaron Baldwin. An A hike. What's an A hike? An A hole. Take the ass. So I've been. Yeah, he's gone way off on the deep other side, and they're fighting. I've been watching it. I tend to side more with Jake than the other people. I'll say that much, because I think they're put out there, or they're under some kind of mind control, or I don't know. Yeah, it was raining too. It was really raining a lot yesterday. That I was afraid that it might rain today, and they wouldn't have the farmers market, but they did have it, and it didn't rain like it did yesterday. It just was damp and cold and a little drizzly, but then it stopped. So it was good enough. And a lot of people didn't. That vendors did not show up at the farmers market. So there were people that normally were there, like the people I get like kefir and yogurt from weren't there, and I don't know, a few other people that are there every week, and they weren't there. So it was like, I'd say about a third of the people were not there today. And I only like to shop at the farmers markets, getting it from real farmers. I don't hardly buy anything in the supermarket. Probably the only things I buy at the supermarket are citrus, lemon, lime, and maybe my bottles of maple syrup if I can get the dark syrup. Now it's all grade A, light, or amber, and dark. And it's not really dark. It's, I guess, what would be used to be grade B, and Haagen-Dazs. Those only 4 kinds of Haagen-Dazs: vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, and coffee, which I don't get coffee anymore. So those 3, mostly vanilla, and then I put in the clove oil. I put in there, and then if I get chocolate, I add peppermint to the chocolate, because then I put in 2 or 3 egg yolks, preferably duck eggs, and just the yolks. And there's already yolks in the Haagen-Dazs. That's why I get that kind, because there's like less than 5 ingredients. There's just the dairy, the sugar, and the flavor, whatever, vanilla or chocolate, cocoa, and the egg yolks. So and then I add more cream or yogurt or something to cut the sugar, but it's basically like an eggnog. And I put in all, these extra ingredients. Occasionally I put in mushroom powder, or I've been taking these other additives, like B1 and taurine and vitamin C and what else? Borax and stuff like that. I'll put that right in there. Just little bits of it, so it doesn't ruin the taste, but it's a carrier because it has fat, and then it carries the toxins out of your body. The fat does. And then I smoke weed on purpose to make myself cough, because it's an expectorant. That's part of its medicinal properties, is being an expectorant. People think coughing is it's like a bad side effect, but it's actually one of the medical reasons I do it. And I used to do it for appetite, but I don't need that as much anymore, and I don't want to eat more. So I don't need to, but I did for a while when I lost so much weight, and then I didn't have any appetite. I should have stayed right there. But then I built it up with the raw milk, and I gained weight, and I got my muscles sort of back, and like reinflated my boobs and stuff. So let me read this chat before I go and see what else you said, and then I will probably start closing down here. Do I know how to make raw probiotic cabbage sauerkraut? No, I don't really do that. Not yet, because there's too many things I can't do because I'm living in my car. I mean, I do have the kombucha going. I do make coleslaw, and I just can't really cook anything. Occasionally, if I find a place, but I'm not really doing that much anymore. If I have a steak or something, I'll try to find a way to cook it. And I wish I could eat it raw, but I can't do that yet. So trying to make it more raw and raw. So yeah, a lot of Christians are blinded by the globe. A lot of any religion probably is. Did you watch Jake's thing? He's exposing them. But I think that there is, that's the trans agenda they're pushing, the other people, not Jake. But I don't even think Jake really knows that these people are switched up. He keeps alluding to it, like saying, people are saying it's a man. He says, but I don't really know. When it is, it's pretty obvious it's a man, but he doesn't see it yet. So he's reporting it, but he's not actually claiming it. Okay, so you are down in, but you're on the other side of Texas by New Mexico. Huh. I don't know, that might be pretty far, huh? Is that a couple hundred miles? Because I'm thinking of going to Piedras Negras, Black Rock or Blackstone, whatever, is the border crossing that I might go down at. Michelle is down in Central Mexico, but I don't know that I want to be in Central. I want to be over by the water where Santos is, I think. Because I'm a water sign. I'm a triple Cancer. And I do best near, like I'm an island girl. I have a friend, a millionaire friend. He's probably a multi-millionaire. That I used to be like his servant, almost not his servant, but I did his massage, I did his hair, I did his nails, I did his manicures, his pedicures, everything. I was just his, like, took care of him, like his health and stuff like that. And he owns an island in Costa Rica, a whole island. And the last I knew, there were like 5 houses on it. And that was a while ago, so I don't know if there's more houses or if he even still has it. I assume he does, but I don't know. I was never there. And he did have it when I knew him, but I haven't. So he's been married, and I know his wife. We're friends. So I don't know. I mean, they used to live in Newport Beach, California, but I don't know. I imagine he might still be there, but I don't know for sure. And I tried to send a couple letters. One came back, but I had the wrong address of his old address, so it didn't get forwarded. But the last one I sent never came back. I put the address, the old address, and said to please forward, and I never got it back. So I don't know if he got it or not. And I sent one to Costa Rica at the address in Costa Rica, Gofito, and I didn't get that back. So I don't know if that means he got it or not. But I never heard from him. So, and I don't know if that would be too far south for me. I don't even know. Maybe, Puerto Morelos might be too far because I'm so fair and I don't know how I'll do in this heat, but hopefully I'll acclimate to it. I could not acclimate to the cold in Idaho when I was in Sandpoint. I could not, and it was like I like felt like I had frostbite, especially on my left toe. I was afraid I was going to lose it or something. So, and it's starting to get cold here, so it'll be warm there. So I hope I'm there before Christmas, but I don't know when I'm going to get this appointment from the consulate to get the visa, the resident visa, like retirement visa, and then I could just use my big $900 a month to try to. I mean, they say you could, from 12 to 1700. I think you can do it for a lot less. I I don't have very many things that I do. I don't eat out. I don't do a lot of things. I don't belong to any clubs. I don't have all these extra expenses that people have. So I can't afford to, for one thing, but I've been used to having less and less and less and doing without to prepare me for this, I guess. I mean, I didn't plan all this out, but okay. So, Renee, send me an email. Go to my about page and see my email. It's Catsy3333 at Gmail, and let me know like what city you are, and then I'll look it up and see if it's not too far. I might just do it because I got to wait anyway. So if I have to wait like more than 2 weeks to go get to show up at the appointment, then I have 2 weeks to kill, like just with nothing in particular to do besides wait here and maybe organize my car, but I can do that anywhere. How I don't know if you want to tell me how old you are, Ann, just so that you remember the blue sky and yellow sun. I'm trying to do like a little poll to see how old people are, how far back they can remember this. Because I look up and I see it. It looks like a spotlight, like it's a big flashlight in my face when I look. I can't even look into the sun. It is too white and blinding. It hurts my eyes. And even all this blue light coming at us, now the headlights, everybody with their blue lights that used to be yellow. It's hard for me to drive sometimes. I can't drive into the sun. I have to pull over and park at when it's like 4 in the afternoon and the sun's right at that angle where it just hits me and I can't see anything, and I'm just afraid I'll have an accident because I can't see. Okay, so I don't know how far. It's west. Yeah, I know it would be west, but I'm wondering how far west it is. I don't know about all that. I'm just watching this shit unfold. It's crazy. I'm telling you, it's all this infighting, and I think that is what they want. The controllers want everybody fighting them. They're distracted and nobody is looking at the inside their own self. That's what the whole agenda is about, is keeping us from going inward and finding our real power. They do not want this. So as long as, they got all these distractions out there to keep people looking over here, looking over there, and everywhere but in here, that's what they want. And then as long as everybody's fighting and going at each other, they're not looking at themselves because they're looking at other people and focusing on them when we should be looking at our own damn self. So try not to buy into the thing like you're going to go fight against him, because that's just more of what they want. The controllers want this. They want everybody to be pissed and in fear and angry and jealous and hating and just all the negative stuff. And they're harvesting all this energy and feasting on us. So we want to try to raise our vibration up and be happy and laugh and have fun and be creative, which they are not. I mean, I'm just trying to laugh at them, because if I don't, I'll fucking cry. But I'm trying to encourage people to do what makes them happy. Try to remember the happiest when you were a kid, with the things that made you happy, that made you play and have fun, and just try to go back to that place where you felt these feelings of joy, which are so, like not in our realm now. It's just like everybody's focusing on all this negative stuff. And I had to quit following people and listening to them because they're getting so dark and not no hope for the world, and no, we can't overcome this. So it's just so much negativity, and that's what they're banking on. They're literally banking on people buying into the bullshit. People are. And it's like, you know, they don't realize that they're doing it while they're accusing other people of doing it. They don't see they're guilty of the same thing. What's raw? Is is Rose not? No, that ain't Crow's Rose. Isn't Rose Crow 777's wife named Rose? That can't be associated with him, I don't think. Hmm. 666, another 666 miles to go. I was doing clocking that on my car every time it changed over to 666 miles. I did it like 3 times. I mean, I've done it way more times like that, but I videotaped it like 3 times. But so I won't probably keep doing that because I've driven over 6,000 miles now. 6,666 miles. So another 660. Yeah, that would take me like 3 or 4 days to get there if I did do that. But if I do head over that way, just send me an email in case I do. I might. Who knows what I might do? I don't know. I hope I don't chicken out because the closer I get to actually crossing, because once I cross into Mexico, I think I'm stuck there because I don't think I'll be able to get back in. And that means like maybe never see my daughter again. I haven't seen her since last year. It's almost a year now, and a couple more weeks. It'll be a year since I left to go to Idaho, to Sandpoint, to go expose that fucking fraud, pervert, deceiver, Owen BenJUman. I don't know if anybody's here that knows about that, where I was doing that. I have videos talking about it, where I was all fired up. But I had his address and everything. I could have went to his house. Some people were daring me to go. It's like, shouldn't be daring me to do shit because I probably will do it. Other people were warning me that he would probably shoot me, which I don't think he would. But I said, I dare him to shoot me. So for anybody that doesn't know, I did see him a couple of times in Sandpoint, Idaho, which is why I went there. And he would not talk to me. He was scared shitless of me. And then he tried to make it look like I was deranged because he was. He ran away from me like a big scaredy bear. So. OMG. Oh my. Jason Windrow. Oh, I see. But it's not the same Rose, though, right? It's just kind of weird that it has Rose 777 and I hear him referring to Rose. I thought it was Crow's wife, though. Yeah, I know. Texas is the second largest state after Alaska. Oh, is that how you found me? I'm sure because I got, like, within a month's time after I went to Idaho, I was there for December, January, February, March. I think I went back in March, April. Yeah, so I was there at least 4 months anyway. And that's how, when I first started reporting on him, I got like 300 subs in less than a month's time. So, a lot of people came from that. So, I mean, I had already had like a couple hundred, and now YouTube won't let me get over 560. As soon as I go over 560, they start knocking them back down again. It's like I'm getting new subs. It should be going up and up. I should be well over 600 and some by now, but it just keeps going right back to 560 all the time. I've been stuck at that for months. So I don't know what it is about the number, if it means anything, but it's just not going anywhere. So it's like every time I would get one, they would knock one off. Instead of adding it on, they would add on one or two and then knock one off. So I never could get it really that far ahead, get ahead. But I guess it's happening to other people too, so. Well, I'm sorry you didn't get to see your children, but someday they'll be coming back. You will. Might take a little while. We're up against this dark winter here, or whatever is coming up, but for the people that make it through there, another one of these things. They don't want you to say something here. Yeah, I know they were making fun of me too. I saw. I actually, Lopez actually responded to me in an email, and people were asking me to help Mike Mersch with his alcohol and drug addiction shit. And I offered to. I said I would if he wanted me to help him, but he's got to reach out to me and ask if he's not ready to quit it. He ain't gonna do it. So I don't know. But people were concerned about him and asking me if I could help him. And I was in Florida, but I didn't even. I did talk to Royce about it, but he didn't really want to talk about it. I don't think so. He didn't. Royce. Yeah, I don't watch them anymore because their stuff it's distraction. It's not any real good information. It's just more entertainment. So I've been kind of getting away from the people who are just about entertaining and distracting people. I start to see that it's a distraction and it's not going anywhere. I'm not learning anything from them. I might get a laugh or something, but I'm just more about wanting to learn and be helpful and just rather than be entertained. So there's a lot of people that I unsubbed from intentionally, which Jake might be kind of in there. I mean, he is a little bit entertaining, but sometimes he can be a little immature. But he can be funny too sometimes. So I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm just watching him work through this process to see what he comes around to, if he starts to get it or not. And then if he don't, then we'll probably just leave. If people start getting too dark and too distracted and not seeing, any hope in the world and stuff like that, it's like too depressing, and I just don't want to listen to them anymore. I don't need to, there's enough darkness. I don't need any more. I'm trying to lighten things up for people, not bring them down anymore. Yeah, he is a mess, I guess. Oh, really? Wow, that's pretty bad. When they stoop that low, I mean, I can understand they don't know where I'm coming from and they can assume whatever they want. But I know my intentions were pure. They always were, and I just couldn't. Uh, I don't know. I saw some good in Owen, and then I saw the blatant just perversion that he was just had everybody talking about jizzing, and it was just disgusting, and then I started to see things about him that I didn't like, and I just didn't. think he should be ripping his own followers off like that. I never gave him any money, ever. People thought that's why I was like going after him, because he ripped me off for $400 or whatever, he was charging people for their camping thing. I never gave him money. So it wasn't about that. I mean, I spent money because of him to do what I had to do, but that was part of what I felt guided to do. So I just followed that and whatever. So I don't know if I helped anybody or not, but I was on the side of the bears that were getting abused by him. Maybe they didn't see it. I'm sure a lot of them have that Stockholm syndrome, and just he's their cult leader and they love him regardless. But I thought I had a connection. I have a lot of things that tie me into him. We were both born in upstate New York. And we both, there was a lot of similarities. My father's name is Wally. His son is named Wally. My sister's name is Amy. His wife is named Amy. Just so many different. We both have the same 5 ethnicities. What are the odds of that? They're just bizarre things. So many things that hook me in, tie me into him somehow. And I still haven't figured it all out yet, but I kind of like let it go for now. I just am not focusing on him. So, and do you know Amy is pregnant again? Bet it's going to be a girl this time, and it's going to freak him the fuck out, because he was freaked out before when Jack was born. He was sweating it that it was going to be a girl, and he was so elated when it was another boy. But watch how he changes when he has a girl. If he has a girl, you watch and see if he doesn't change. It'll probably scare the fuck out of him, dealing with a little girl, because he's messed up about his own sexuality. I don't know how he's going to identify with a little girl, how he's going to handle that. We'll see. We'll let that play out. Okay. Are you really serious about that? I didn't know that. I haven't been watching them, and I didn't know about this lady. They're actively trying. See, they have to be under some kind of mind control to even go there. Are they doing this because of an audience? Where's their morality or anything? So these are the kind of people I do not want to follow at all. So I just don't even really want to participate in their nonsense. For a year? Holy shit. That's awful. Yeah. Oh well. That's too bad. Okay, guys, it's after 2 hours, so I'm going to have to go, and I'll try to come back on in a few days or something. I got to figure out, tomorrow I got a chiropractic appointment in the morning. That'll be nice. Somebody sent me some money so I could go get a treatment. So I finally found a place. They wanted like $120 to get a chiropractic, forcing me to get x-rays. It's like, no, I've been going to chiropractic for 50 years. They never used to have to do no x-rays. They know what they're doing. They know the body. They can see it, feel it, right? They have their own x-ray vision. They don't need a fucking machine to throw this radiation into us. I just had a whole bunch of x-rays because of my teeth that broke, and I don't need any more radiation. I wish I didn't even have to do that. But I was glad to hear that my teeth are remineralizing like I've been trying to do. I didn't know if it was obvious. My daughter said it looked like it was, because I told her to look at it when it, and I said, now watch it when it, see if it gets better or worse. And she said it was getting better, and then the dentist confirmed that it was getting better. So he had a big smile on his face when he said it too, even though he doesn't know what chemtrails are. is really slow. It was Royce that started it too. That makes it even worse. See, they're on some kind of they're in mind control when they do that. Well, that's too bad. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for showing up and everything, and for all the thumbs up and whatnot. And this thing has been saying it's like, I know it's saying it's less than or here because there's more people responding. It's saying there's 2 when there's fucking 4 people talking. So I know it, there's more than what it says. But they're always going to mess with me. So, okay, y'all have a good night too. And hopefully I will try to get back on as soon as I can. And keep you abreast of my adventures here. See how close I get to the border and through it and without problems. But it's sad for me to think that if I go leave this country, that I won't be able to get back in. And when I'll get to see my daughter again. Like I said, it's been almost a year, and it's gonna, she'll have to fly. I don't know what she's gonna do. I have a feeling she's gonna take the Action Jackson Nation, thing and whatnot. I don't think she's done it yet, but I don't know. She hasn't told me she has. And she knows how much I'm against it, so I'm sure she doesn't want to tell me if she ever does. But I'm afraid that she will succumb to it so she can travel. And that's why I'm still in my car and I can't fly somewhere, because I won't even put a mask on, let alone get shot up with a bunch of chemicals and who knows whatever, fucking graphene oxide and parts and baby whatever, who knows, DNA, who knows what's all in those things. But you can see people are getting sick by it. My cousin got it and bragging about it, and then she ended up with blood clots or a heart, the heart condition and everything. And I'm not sure how far it's progressed or anything. She did come on and say talk to me for a little bit on Thanksgiving in live. Usually we just text back and forth, and so she actually talked to me. I thought she wouldn't want to talk to me because I've tried to warn her against the fucking vaccine or tell her a little bit, or send her some kind of information. So I thought she would just shut me out, but she didn't so far. So, and she's the only, besides my daughter, she's the only part of my family that have anything to do with, extended family. She's my cousin, my first cousin, and she has children and stuff. And we're kind of outcasts from the whole family anyway. I don't have anything to do with my sister and brother, who are my youngest brother and my youngest sister that I've outlived. I'm one of 8 children. I'm the oldest of 7, and I'm outliving them all. So the only ones left is my youngest sister and my youngest brother, and I'm still here, and all the rest of them were gone. And so I must be doing something right. So I will leave you on that. And yeah, Matt's hobo code. You listen to Matt too. Yeah. Oh, I know that's hard to find out. I don't want to find out. I don't know if she has yet or not, but I send her Reiki and love and just hope she'll, who knows? Who knows? I don't even want to, I hate to think about it, but I know it's maybe inevitable. Okay, guys, well, enjoy your rest of your night or day or whatever it is, wherever you are. And much love to y'all around the world. God bless. Take care. Be happy, be healthy, have fun, laugh, be silly, be creative, go paint, go dance, sing. Singing's actually good, humming and everything. Just keep those frequencies away. Okay, guys. Love ya.